And then another UI change that went live for about 50 people in the world this morning.
It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
UI changes coming to Hero Wars Mobile. Some of them are already here. We have the new hero portraits, which in my opinion looks okay. Can kind of see what items you have. I would be more interested in seeing the items that I don't have. I do not care about seeing the items that I already have equipped. Am I wrong? Am I the only one that just looks at this and sees that that is not information that I really care about? Like I do not care. I do not care. Comparing that to how it looked previously, this is kind of how it looked previously. This is how it looks on Facebook and web right now. I personally would be more interested to see the items that I'm missing at a quick glance. I know I actually have to go into the actual hero to click on stuff to do the thing. I understand that, but I don't really see the value in all this wasted real estate. Like, what's the purpose? I can't hover over the items to see what they do. I guess it looks more polished, I suppose. Looks crowded? Yeah. The hero portrait screen itself we discussed in yesterday's live stream. You can see that the border or the frame for the hero portrait has been changed to be smaller. It looks like that they wanted to give the hero portraits an extra couple pixels for whatever reason. They made the frame smaller, so it's harder to tell. It's harder to tell what color rank a hero is at a glance. You know, that is if you knew what the frames were. I suppose the argument is not everybody understands what the frames are. But it's harder to tell. Definitely harder to tell. And I get the added functionality of showing off the role of the hero. You can see you have support, control, archer, marksman, mage, healer on here. I do find it curious that Celeste is still a healer on mobile. I find that so weird that she's a healer on mobile. She's a mage on Facebook and web. Kind of weird. So this is one kind of UI change. And then another UI change that went live for about 50 people in the world this morning is this UI change right here. I'm going to show off the thumbnail for today's live stream. And I want you guys to take a look at this. Now, obviously, I'm giving away my feedback immediately. If you can read, then you understand my feedback here. You can take a look at these heroes and you can kind of determine, you can easily look at it here. Are these heroes dead or are these heroes alive? Hard to say. Hard to say. Whenever we actually go into the arena, let's give it a try here. We're going to attack Fell. That's fine. We're just going to go into it. So there's a couple of UI changes that they're working on right now. A little bit of feedback. It's a lot easier to manage this stuff on, Okay, so you can see the hero bars at the bottom, the hero portraits at the bottom showing off the power level of the ultimate, like the charge of the ultimate ability. The button, the speed button is much smaller, though I think that's a small issue. See, take a look at Martha right here. Take a look at Martha. You can see that the Martha portrait is completely grayed out. But she's alive. I like the animation. I like the animation of the bar filling up. I like the animation of, whenever they use their ultimate, there's a little starburst there. I like it. I like that. The issue that I think that I have is that it's hard to tell. Like, some fights end up being super, super, super busy. There's a lot of stuff happening in these fights. So it's hard to kind of keep track at a glance. Oh, I just think my Astaroth just died then. Oh, wait, no. He's still alive. It's okay. It's okay. There's just a lot happening here. I don't know what to do. I think that we have to get used to it. I think the main thing that I have for feedback isn't feedback for them. I think it's feedback for me. I'm just used to seeing the grayed out portrait and thinking that hero is dead, when in actuality it is it's probably much darker. It's probably much darker. Let's skip this battle here and let's try it a little differently here. Let's try it out with boom, 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 boom to battle. Shoot, I forgot to change the speed here. Okay. All right. So let's see how this works. We're going to keep this, we're going to make this slower. What I want to see is what a dead hero looks like. This should be, yeah, okay. So you can see how the heroes, the screen is much darker on the portraits of the heroes that are dead, and they are lower. So it's still a pretty clear indicator that the heroes are dead, right? The portrait is lower and they're much darker. But is it dark enough? I think that needs to be like almost blacked out. The energy bar disappeared also? Yeah. So I'm seeing a lot of the same feedback in the people that have access to this. A lot of the feedback is that they can't tell if their heroes are dead or alive at first glance. And I think it's just something that we have to get used to. I think it's pretty cool that the portrait drops down. There's a little bit more animation in the portrait, be it the whenever they use the ultimate, the little starburst that goes off. You're going to see here in just a second, I guess maybe not. As Julius charges up here, you're going to see a little starburst go off there to use in his ult. How did my Julius solo that team? No, I guess I was pretty low rank in arena here. They should flip it and have the portrait bar move down as they lose health and keep the energy bar going across the bottom. Interesting. Why not just put a big red X over the dead heroes? I like that. What does Marcus look like when he dies but keeps using his skills? Great question. Unfortunately, my Marcus is pretty high. Oh, no, he's not. Let's check out Marcus here. Let's see what happens with Marcus. Why not just put a bigger X? Let's see. Still shocked that Andy's Hero of the Month. I really hope they don't bring the feature of the web version. I thought Dead or Alive was a reference to those old Western... Skull and Crossbones. I think having some kind of... Oh, you know what? I don't have Marcus's skill leveled up, so that test didn't prove anything. This is what they wasted time and resources doing instead of giving us sliders for Artifact Merchant. You need Violet Marcus? Yep. How does Ishmael's ult work then? Great question. Marcus needs to be Violet for this to work. That test failed. Yep. No Morgan turn him into Skeleton. Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, he doesn't have the Violet skill anyway, so. He didn't have the Violet skill anyway. So we're just going to have to get used to it. I don't think it's a bad change. I would like to see some performance changes to fights. I know I struggle a lot with lag and delay and all of that in fights like this. Another change to the fight screen. Yeah, here we go. They split out the 3 buttons on the side. They split out the time of the 3 buttons on the side here, which I don't think it was this way before. I'm sad that the shield health bar is still hidden behind the portraits. Oh, good point. Shield health bar. It's like down here. How do they animate Astrid's Rage? Great question. Might they put it in Facebook and web? No plans as of yet to put this into Facebook and web. So then Ishmael's ult would go up and down. Yeah, the Paralyzer, I think that would be the case. Seems confusing. It's all right. The playtest is going to end on August 3rd at midnight UTC. That's it's like Tuesday, Wednesday. I don't know even what day it was. But the majority of the feedback is basically what we've discussed today. Is there any way to make whether or not use this combat style optional because I don't like this new combat method? No, sorry, probably not, King. Probably. Once they, once they do something they're stuck with. Yeah. They do make unilateral decisions a lot of the time. Usually we don't have early access to it like this. They could make some changes based on the feedback that we give them. And I think the majority of people are giving the feedback that they would like to see it, the dead heroes be more prominently dead and the still alive heroes be more prominently alive. But if you make the portraits too bright, for example, then you wouldn't be able to see the energy bar. So I guess, I don't know. Mike sent me over some footage of... Big shout out to Money Mike Madness for sharing this footage of the new UI. It features both Ishmael and Astrid and Lucas. You see Astrid and Lucas's rage bar going down as the fight progresses. Oh, we got Cascade and Judge in here as well. Nice. Ishmael is going to ult right here. There we go. You can see Ishmael's ultimate energy bar keeps going. Every time he attacks, it goes back up a little bit. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Very cool. Yeah, you can see the rage bar and Ishmael's energy bar continually going up. Very cool. Thanks, Mike, for sharing. It's hard to see when the ult is ready when playing on manual mode. Okay. So the bar on the bottom is health and the one on the image is energy. Yes, Tunes. Yes. It's also red and not yellow. I wonder if Isaac's bar would be different on Facebook and web. Because Isaac has charge, not energy. It's different. Charge, not energy. Yeah.